Forget it.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist. Together we cannot speak a word of English.
Together we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today, Brad, we're going to talk about the best exercises for lumbar stenosis, back and leg pain relief. You actually just went to a continuing education course on this.
Right,
We still can learn, can't we?
Yes, I got brushed up on a few things, and it's helped me out. It's going to
help crystallize things a little bit.
Fine-tune some of the exercises that we've been doing with it. So this is good information and up to date.
If you are new to our channel, by the way, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day.
Yep.
Also, go over to Facebook and like us, because Brad and I will beg of you to like us if you don't already.
So, okay, I think they're going to like us, Bob.
All right,
here we go. Lumbar stenosis, what is it, and why do you not really want to have it?
Right.
So let's go up and let's take...
Can I just say, Brad, it's kind of a natural form of aging, isn't it?
It is.
It's
it really
degeneration.
is. As a matter of fact, the studies show that if you're 70 years or older, 80% of the people have some
stenosis.
Some degree of lumbar stenosis.
Yeah.
It's kind of like getting gray hair.
Yeah, it's just going to happen.
Right, so if you hear the term, you go to the doctor and they look at your x-rays, oh, you have some lumbar stenosis, you don't have to get all worried that it's going to take your life over.
Right.
It's just something you have to
Part
deal
of
with.
life, you know, it's part of growing old.
And the good news is we got some exercises that can help you out.
Yep.
So let's look at the lumbar spine, Bob.
Sure.
Here, it's, you know, the bottom 5 spines, so it's really
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bones that stack up to make your low back.
right about at that belt line.
Right.
A little bit below and a few above.
Yeah.
Okay. Once in a while, some people have 6 lumbar vertebrae.
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a friend that has 6.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Wow, lucky. Does he gamble? Maybe
Well,
he's
what's
lucky.
funny is that we used to call him long back.
Oh, Bob.
Well, before we knew it. That's
I
what's
see.
funny about it is.
So he had a longer torso.
Yeah, he had a longer torso.
Okay. But anyways, we better get on the subject, Bob. We're looking at those spines. Now what happens is as you age, the vertebra or the discs actually start to get smaller and smaller.
Yeah, these are the discs right here. I don't know, can you see that, Lonnie? That's a cushion that is between the 2 bones.
Right, and with the aging process, they become smaller and smaller, and what happens is the bone part, the vertebrae, they get closer and closer together.
Closer together.
And then the spinal nerves, which exit right where this pin is, they can be, the hole where they come out, the foramen can get smaller and get pinched. And that creates pain and problems, not only in the back, but down in the leg.
Right.
Okay. Now, the other problem with stenosis, it can be out the foraminal stenosis, or it can be what we call central stenosis, which if I pulled one of these vertebrae out, it looks just like this. And where the spinal cord goes, right where this pin is, that's the central canal. That can also become decreased in size and cause some pinching and stenosis and problems. And then typically a lot of times you have pain or symptoms down both legs, because a lot of times it might be some numbness, tingling, or just fatigue. If you get up and you walk, and after you walk a block or 2, your legs just start feeling weak and tired, that can be from stenosis.
And quite often I think it is the central stenosis in a lot of my patients, but we got to point out, Brett, it might be up a little higher because, you know, we got the kind of horse's tail down here, remember?
Right, the cauda equina.
Cauda equina.
A lot of our people catch, you know,
they catch that, right?
Yeah, so they're pretty bright.
Yeah, so we got to know that we know the pressure may be happening up a little bit higher up on that central stenosis.
Yeah.
So.
All right, well, let's get the old Leopold or whatever his name is out of the way. Napoleon, that's
bone
right.
apart. We actually took one of his bones apart, though.
Okay, so one thing about stenosis, we mentioned some symptoms. Also, people that have stenosis tend to lean forward a little bit more because it's more comfortable. And typically, if they're painful when they stand, when they sit, the pain goes away quite rapidly.
Yeah, and that's usually a great sign of it. And they call it shopping cart syndrome too, Brad.
Sure.
If you lean over and you feel better on a shopping cart,
right,
that's usually quite often a sign. And it feels better when you sit down. And it hurts more when you walk, and it hurts more as you walk further. And you're older, that's the first thing I'm thinking is spinal stenosis.
Right.
It's just so prevalent. I mean, I see so many people with it.
The part that with this course where, you know, this the instructor emphasized the legs feel fatigued.
Right.
You know, because, you know, some people might be thinking, well, maybe it's because there's not enough blood flow, which is another, you know, possibility.
Or strength, endurance.
Right.
And that all is a possibility, but quite often I see it is just merely the pain is causing them to stop, or
Sure.
the fatigue is causing them to stop.
So how do we correct it? What happens is our lumbar spine starts to, oftentimes with these people, gets arched. We get too much of an arch, and that causes the pinching in the back.
Because of the way the bones are collapsing on themselves,
Right.
and somewhat because of the discs.
The facet joints get pushed into
Okay.
each other, and when we get that arch in there, we want to go the opposite direction and flex the lumbar spine, okay? But that's why, this is what's going on with people when they do this, they're flexing from the top down, okay? We want to flex from the bottom up. So that's where these exercises are going to really help you out.
All right, let's start, Brad.
Very good. So the first one is very simple. This is the neatest one because it is simple. Oh, there goes my roll.
And we do have everybody doing this one.
Oh, yeah. Ah, take a nap. Nope, just kidding. And right away when you get up in the bed, if you can get up in the bed and you have stenosis, if you can do both knees and pull them to your chest, and you don't have to pull hard, you don't have to hold it for 30 seconds, but if you just give it a nice gentle pull, hold, pressure on, and then back. Bob, are you leaving?
I'm leaving. No, I was just going to say, as a sleeper, you might be more comfortable with one of these two, by
Sure.
the way, the leg
Yep.
wedge, which we have touted quite often. It's
Right.
in our products below, in our Amazon
Sure,
section.
particularly if
So-
you had a day where you're standing a lot or you're walking a lot and you irritated a lot, you want to get some relief, this would be a great way
Yeah.
to help you out
So-
that way. So double knees to chest with a stretch is a good way to do it. Now, the other thing we want to do is strengthen the abdominals, Bob, because that's going to help posterior tilt
Sure.
the pelvis, which flexes the spine, which decreases the pain and symptoms. So we're going to do double knee to chest, but first thing we're going to do is tighten up the abdomen muscle, push down. If you put your hand back there, you're going to squish the hand or squish into the bed or the table, and then bring the knees up. Maintain that back flat into the bed or the floor, and do this abdominal strengthening exercise. But it's really important that you squish
Yeah,
down
you
here.
keep flat. And also, if you're just really quite weak, you might start with one leg.
Good
going
point,
like
Bob.
this.
Yep, there you go.
And work your way up to the two legs.
Sure.
Again, I don't want to see increased pain when you're doing the double leg.
Good,
So,
yep, good point. These should not create pain. These should feel comfortable and just work the muscles.
So flatten that back.
Yep.
Push it up against the mat,
Right.
or the bed, or I guess you'd probably be doing this on the floor, wouldn't you?
Right, a carpeted floor is best.
Yeah.
If you can't get down on the floor because it's not safe, you might fall, then you're going to do them on your bed.
Sure.
The other thing is glutes. Strengthen those glute muscles up. And actually this one, you're just going to squeeze your butt together, and at the same time you can push your lumbar spine, tighten your muscles, and get both at one time. So I'm going
Sure.
to push down here and squeeze my butt together and relax.
Real simple one to start off with.
And I do have stenosis, and I can tell you right now, this feels good.
Sure.
I got spondylolisthesis, which stenosis oftentimes comes along with that. So these exercises were right up my alley.
Sure.
Okay, so that's another one. And the other one, oh, we got the mic problem
Yeah.
here. Oh, let's do the straight leg raise. That's right.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. The neural stretching, Bob. I feel confused, Bob.
Well, you're doing all right, Brad.
It's
yourself read.
between Christmas and New Year's, and I'm lost. This leg's gonna come up.
Watch your glasses there, Brad.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We'll
All
take
right.
them right off. This is the neural stretch, Bob.
Okay.
You know
Stretching the
about-
nerves
yeah.
a little bit.
So sometimes that nerve where it goes through that foramen we talked about can get bound up.
Yeah,
Scar tissue.
you can get scar tissue. So what
Sure.
you're doing here is you're kind of almost doing a glide, right? A nerve glide.
Exactly
and,
right.
and it helps loosen up that scar tissue over time.
Sure.
You don't want to, again, you can maybe feel a little bit of pain with this, but you bump into the pain, but
Right.
don't be making pain.
So they probably are wondering how to do it.
Yeah.
So we're going to take the leg. It's going to be straight. Now the key right here is you're going to bring it up till you feel a little bit of a pull, and then you pull your toes towards your nose. And that's going to give you more of a stretch here. Now if you do this and you feel it up in your back, then it's a real good sign that you have some nerve.
That you might have some tightness,
Yeah.
I mean, some scar tissue there.
Right, yeah, we want to break
So-
it up. So you're just going to do ankle pumps, and you're going to feel that pull, and you can do 10 to 15 of those. And as you get more loosened up, you can bring your leg up a little bit higher. And you're also going to strengthen your quads and your hip with this.
Oh yeah, a little core with that too.
Right.
So again, to repeat, Brad, you take it up until you feel a little bit of stretch,
Yep.
right? And then you start doing the ankle pumps.
Right.
And after a while, you might be able to go up a little bit higher
Right.
because you might have
Yep.
stretched that out a little bit.
You're probably going to
So-
hold your leg because it's a little easier to
Yeah.
do it that way, so you don't work.
Really good exercise to start off with. I
Right.
mean, this is a great one to do. So you need a 6-inch towel roll.
Well, the next one I'm going to do, Bob, I'm going
Okay.
to come to that one in just a second.
Sure.
Laying on your side, we want to stretch the hip flexors. Because
Okay.
when the hip flexors get tight, they make that anterior tilt on the pelvis,
Sure.
which can cause the problem that we're working on. So laying on your side, this knee is going to be up like this, okay? That's not the one we're stretching this one. Now, if you're flexible enough and you have enough freedom to grab your ankle, and we're going to pull this like that. What, are you looking for something so they can see better, Bob?
Well, I was going to say he's doing this.
Right, yeah,
So-
except for laying down. And actually, you
laying
can
down.
do it standing, just
Yeah.
like Bob said. But a lot of people that have this are older, and that would not be
Well, I mean,
easy
you
to
could
do.
use the stretch out strap on
Sure.
that too, Brad. I mean,
You bet.
You could, which again we have listed below. This comes in real handy sometimes for these types of things.
Yeah, so instead of reaching for my foot, I can just go over my shoulder, and I'm going to grab here and stretch.
Yeah.
And I want to bring my knee back away from this knee, so it's trying to get behind me, so to speak. I'm going to bring the strap behind
Yeah, he's
here.
trying to get
there
the
we
knee
go.
past back beyond the hip here somewhat. even,
Right,
right.
right.
Yeah.
If we had a camera straight out on the ceiling, we're going to have that someday, Bob.
Yeah, that's right. That'll be our advancement. So.
Okay, and finally, and most importantly, is if you have a towel roll, or if you happen to have the 6-inch padded roll like we have here, we do have a
So you have
towel
a
roll.
foam roller.
If you don't have one of these, this works best, but this works okay. Just you really got to roll it up pretty tight.
Yeah, we got
Tape
a
it
couple
up.
sheets and
Yeah.
all rolled up there.
Right. Well, and you should get the low density one because they're a little more comfortable. And as you're laying there, you could do this on the bed, but it's going to sink in and it will work. Again, carpeted floor works the best. Now you're not going to put this up under your back above the belt. This is going to go below the belt line and on the sacrum and actually closer to the tailbone. And then you're going to bring one knee up, and you can feel that right now. It's already putting my spine into a flexion, my lumbar spine into flexion. And I'm just going to gently pull here and get a stretch. Only one knee. You're not going to do both knees with this one.
One knee at a time.
One knee at a time, Brett. Exactly. Precisely,
Brad,
Bob.
this is one I haven't seen before.
Yeah, this is a new one for me too.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, this feels really good on
I
my back.
actually can see how this works.
Yeah, there's a lot of leverage going on. And the nice thing, it's all gravity.
I can't wait to try this with
Yep.
one of my
Yep,
patients.
it's fun.
Wow.
So yeah, we learn something new all the time,
Hard to
Bob.
believe you actually taught me something.
Well, Bob.
Now, you had a pec minor angle. What's that? Stretch for posture?
Well, the
Yeah.
thing, this is just a bonus. If we had time, a lot of times people get rounded
Right.
over with the posture because they're trying to make their back feel better. So once we get this here, we also want to get their
Stretch that out,
posture back
sure.
up.
So-
So then we're going to do this stretch here, or you can
Stretch,
do the
right.
stretch here.
So that's a bonus.
Yeah, and you can do that up against the wall, which would be good. Flatten your back out up against the wall.
Sure.
And then go for your walk, and you'll find you'll be able to walk
We went way
farther.
over time here, Brad, so
Oh,
we better
Bob,
say goodbye.
again.
All right, thanks for watching.